Hello, I'm Jacob and you're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today I want to share with you some of my favorite first year attendees at BladeShow. When I first went to BladeShow with the table, I think in 2015, there were a lot of YouTubers there looking to, find new makers and to show off new knives and stuff like that. And to me, that was a huge part of what BladeShow is. And it seems like nowadays, most of the YouTubers that are there are working for some big magazine or corporation, and they're only showing off the biggest companies. And there are a few reasons for this. For one, BladeShow's rules are not very inviting to small content creators. And for two, YouTube videos on small or less heard of makers or companies don't get as many views. So you have neither the carrot nor the switch there. But I want to take the effort to go out of my way to do this because I feel that it adds value to BladeShow and to small-time makers who put forward a great investment to go to BladeShow. Before I do that, however, I do want to advertise that I'm currently doing a raffle for an Simbrant Studio forged integral knife, an absolute grail status knife. Tickets are $20 each, and you can see how to enter by watching the video in the by clicking the link above or looking in the description box below. Without further ado, let's check out some of my favorite makers. What's up, guys? I'm here with Brent, Bald Man Knife Works. Where'd the name come from?
Well, it's a tricky story, but the bottom line is I always get garbage from my kids, but I'm bald. So I figured, why not? If guys that have beards can name their knives, their knife companies after beards, I'm bald, I'll name my knife company after that.
I love it, man. This is your first year at BladeShow. Your blades and your knives caught my eye. Your logo caught my eye. You have the coolest logo and t-shirts in the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Bar none.
Thank you.
And you have some wonderfully produced knives. So can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, so I'll start here with the model that I kind of came out with first. This is the Clipper 2.5, 2.5-inch blade, so you can get a full 4 fingers on it, and it's small enough that it's pocketable, so you can carry it around. Based on that Clipper 2.5, I started doing a bigger blade with the 4-inch blade, so I have a Damascus one here, Clipper 4.0. So we got the 4-inch blade, still a good user, use it every day. And then we obviously had to go smaller than that, so we got the 3-finger blade. This is the baby clipper, and then I've got some Damascus, and I also do some stainless steel. I work primarily with S35BN because it's a good quality steel that just lasts forever, and you don't really have to worry about it. After I did those, I wanted to carry on with that clipper model and do something fun. So for fun, we got the thicker clipper, aka the Thick. So this is same 2.5-inch blade, but it's a 1/4-inch thick stock S35BN. I've got a Tanto model, and I also have the drop point models. And these knives are just so much fun. You've had them in hand.
Yeah.
And they feel way better than you think. They're not quite as heavy as what you would imagine.
Well, your edge geometry is good.
Yeah, thank you.
So I could take the thickness here, and I could do 99% of what I want to do. So what I like is all your designs are practical. All of your stock thickness is practical. This stock thickness is a lot thicker, but your edge geometry is still good. So they're practical, they're versatile, and if you want something a little thicker, he's got something for that. It's good, but this isn't the primary thing either. So many people out here, all they offer is the thickness, and with thick edges too, and you get a knife that's not practical. Whereas everything here on the table, very usable, very clean.
That's right. We all like slicing knives that we can use, but sometimes it's fun to be able to get a big old chunk and just throw it into a tree and not worry about it.
I love
it. Thrash on things. So yeah, I love it. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, all right, so if they want to find Baldman Knife and Tool, where do they go?
BaldmanKnifeandTool.com, Baldman Knife and Tool on any social media, and I'm there. I'm always posting. I'm usually on Instagram, but I post frequently on my website, BaldmanKnifeandTool.com. Anytime I have drops of knives, and that's where you can find me.
Awesome, man. Well, definitely check him out. His contact information or social media information, it'll be in the description box below. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to see you here, and I hope to see you in years to come.
Yeah, man. Thanks for talking.
My pleasure. Hey guys, this is John from Fisher Blades. This is your first year at BladeShow. Walking by your booth, I was incredibly impressed by your knives, so I wanted to include you in this video and look at your work a little bit.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a new maker. I was an apprentice of Andy Roy at Fiddleback Forge about 3 years ago. COVID threw me a curve, and me getting my shop going, I moved to Montana, Missoula, Montana, and opened up a shop. And finally got all my ducks in a row, and here I am at the show for the first time. My blades are mainly bushcraft based. I have a fair bit of experience in that. Some pretty classic designs with some of my own touches. Different grinds from flat with a V-edge to convex to Scandi grind. I'm starting to get into the kitchen knives, as most knife makers are, which because of that great market, and also into hunting. So that's kind of where I'm at now, and looking around at all these great makers and being inspired by what I see around me. So
awesome. Well,
yeah.
You know, a few of the things that I noticed, your handles look amazing.
Thank you.
Attention to detail is great. Your fit and finish is great.
Thank you.
For this being your first year out here, your edges are straight, edges are thin, grinds are nice. It's just good stuff,
Thank you.
man. So,
Thank you.
all right, if they want to find your knives, where are they going to look?
Well, you're going to go to Fisher Blades. I'm on Instagram as Fisher Blades, and FisherBlades.com is my website. My website is, at the moment during BladeShow, I'm not selling on the website, but after BladeShow, it'll be ready to transact, and I'll have plenty of new blades on there. You're always welcome if you're in Missoula. Look me up and come by the shop. I welcome guests all the time.
That's really cool.
Right on.
I really appreciate the time, and man, I love
Thank
your
you.
work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here with Emily, Casting Crafts. They make handle scales for knives that I am incredibly impressed by. It is your first year here at BladeShow. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I love the BladeShow. Loved it. Everything, the accommodation, the setup, everything is fantastic.
Awesome. Well, this is going to be the only handle material booth that I will stop at. They've really impressed me, so I couldn't leave without doing a video. Show us this handle scale that you have here.
This is the most popular set that I make. It's the Rainbow Trout. It comes in either without the honeycomb mesh, or with 3D printed honeycomb mesh, or with aluminum honeycomb mesh. It comes in different sizes, and I can also make custom size as well as custom colors. I am popular for making a large variety of designs and ideas, and any custom work you can think of, you can send it my way. I will match your colors and pictures to the scales.
It's amazing. And as I understand it, there's a lot of CNC work and stuff that goes into this, right?
We do use some CNC work. We use 3D printing as well, and most of it is hand cast.
Yeah, yeah. And they are going to be working on some Alpenflage, right?
That is the next camo pattern in line. We have done digital and woodland and marpat, and this is the next one in line.
That's exciting, and it's not often that you hear people who know what Alpenflage is, let alone care enough to offer it. I'm really excited about it. You know, I know that I'm going to have some of their scales on my personal knives, and I hope to see you guys at future Blade shows.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Michael, Auxillary Manufacturing. I've been following you guys for a few years now. Mostly I've seen your bottle rockets. I'm a big fan. I really like the style that you guys are doing. And so this is your first year at BladeShow. tell us a little bit about what you do and where you came from and where you're going.
All right, well, I've been making knives full time for about 8 years now. Previous to this, I was a chef for many years, and I mean, pretty much any job in the restaurant industry I've done since I was 13. But now I'm pretty much focused on, you know, a small culinary line, a lot of hard user knives, tactical stuff, bushcraft knives, and just really trying to focus on dedicated users.
Yeah. So show us what you got here. You got a couple cool things.
Yeah, well, you know, one of my most popular and longest standing models is the Carl. I designed this knife about 7 years ago with a Chicago police officer.
Okay. What's his name, Carl?
It was Carl.
Okay.
So that's why it's the Carl.
There you go.
I am not good at naming my own knives. They're usually just named about, you know, an aspect of the knife or who helped me design it or, you know, something else about it.
Right.
But more recently, I've launched my bottle rocket line, and these have become super popular. I spend most of my time making these now.
Yeah.
Sometimes to my dismay, you know, it's always fun to do new stuff and explore other areas, but we all got bills to pay, so bottle rockets.
I think the bottle rocket's what I saw from you first and what I usually see, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks really freaking cool. So
yeah, and it's definitely, you know, got a unique handle shape, something that not a lot of people are doing. And while it may look blocky, the ergonomics on it are just fantastic. I mean, you can tell them too.
And it locks into the hand really well, so you don't have a large, oversized guard or anything like that, but this thing's not going to slip. You can feel it. Like it's locked in there. It's fantastic.
You know, they all get finished with a heavy bead blast, and that just adds that much more of a tactile finish to it.
Yeah.
You know, hands are wet, sweaty, bloody. It just really helps to lock it in with that little extra oomph.
Heck yeah. Well, hey man, I appreciate you doing the video with me.
It was excellent talking to you.
I'm glad that you're finally here at BladeShow. I hope to see you in years coming, and I hope you do well.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
My pleasure. You have a great day.
You too, bud.
Hey, Andrew.
Hi.
I am Jacob, and you're watching the Preppers Bunker Outdoors. This is ANV, Action Non-Verba, right?
Yeah, Acton and Verba, it's from Latin.
Yeah, and you guys are here from the Czech Republic.
Right.
That's correct. This is your first year at BladeShow. I hope that you've had an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, it's been good so far.
So I've been following you guys for a long time. Really impressed with what you guys do and your attention to detail. We've got a couple knives here, and let's just kind of take a look at what you guys are about and what you guys are capable of. This is your first knife here, production, FRN handle scales. Tell us about this this folder here.
Yeah, so this is our new product line that we are working on right now. This is A100. The A line will expand in over time. And this is like your full-size folder with focus on minimizing the weight. So you would get total performance of this quite large folding knife, but with 71 grams overall weight.
Yeah.
And we are introducing a Magna Cut also into the lineup. So
Nice.
So far we've been doing these with Sleipner and Elmax steel, but right now we are taking some batches in for Magna Cut series, which will be sold here and from now on will be available in our dealers. I think this is overall a great knife. It's performing very well.
Yeah.
We are quite happy with that.
I really like your pocket clip. You know, you have a very deep carry pocket clip. I like wire clips.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. So I'm excited to see that. Very nice action.
Thank you.
And I really like doing videos about knives and Sleipner because I like to say it.
Yeah.
it's
It's a good steel. Overall, the toughness is very good.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for bang for a buck, this is definitely the steel that you want to go for. The Elmax is of course a little bit fancier, but much more pricey. So
Yeah.
Sleipner, and even if you're doing some large survival knives and bigger, tougher blades, then that steel is pretty up there.
Yeah, well, Sleipner and Elmax is cool because we see it more from overseas and European manufacturers than we do here. So for us here, they're very special because we don't see them very often.
Yeah, it's kind of exotic, but the performance and quality is there. Uddeholm out of Sweden is known for its quality, so the grain of that steel is very fine, so you get high toughness, high flexibility.
Yeah.
And it's been working for us super well.
So that's the pocket folder EDC. You guys have some fixed blade field knives as well here. What can you tell us about that?
Well, this started as a project with one special unit out of Czech Special Forces, This is collaboration with a group of soldiers and individuals that wanted something durable, something that will be used for survival and some field work. And at the time, we were doing some basic fixed blades, but we are not really planning on doing something more complex and 3D milled and little pricier segment. But they've kind of motivated us and pushed us towards this segment, and I think the result of the collaboration is very good. You'll get full tang LMAX steel, 5mm thick stock. It's hollowed out on the inside, so the balance and the weight of the blade is kept at a reasonable ratio. And you'll get micarta 3D milled on the handle. It's contoured heavily, and I think the ergonomics and the overall feeling of the blade is quite well. We're doing two versions of that. You can buy one with large choil in the beginning of the blade, and this one is without the choil, so you can maximize the length of the blade. So every single fixed blade that we do comes in self-locking Kydex sheet with MOE clips. We are doing our own sheets, so this is overly great package for the money.
Absolutely. So this is one of the knives that has gathered my attention the most, like a Sykes Fairbairn dagger fighting knife. What can you tell me about this guy?
Well, this has started as a fun project that we haven't really thought through much, and we thought it would be just a great idea to reincarnate and revisit that theme of Fabre and Sykes knives, because some of the Czech soldiers were fighting on the side of British during the Second World War. So we wanted to revisit this piece of history and wanted to tie that history towards that iconic combat knife. So we thought, okay, we have no idea how this will sell, and you'll get one and I'll get one, and maybe we'll do a couple of them, and that will be it. Like we don't really expect this to take off, but we want to have this as a dream knife. We want to play with the idea a little bit.
Right.
And now we are really unable to make enough of them, and they sell like crazy, and we are really happy about that.
Well, people can tell when there's passion behind a project. So if you do a project that's just for you, that you're really passionate about, people catch on to that, they're going to want it. It's going to be excellent. So you've got a fighting knife here, you've got a combat, what I consider a combat knife here, and I believe you guys have recently sent products and support over to Ukraine. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. We've done several projects, and I can't really go into detail for obvious reasons.
Right.
But to keep it simple, as we are located in Central Europe, we have a lot of connections to people that are either physically fighting or know somebody who is. And the overall problem in Ukraine is the supply chain
Gear.
of whatever type of gear that you are looking for. So typically we would get requests for some specific type of gear that is needed, and we are collaborating with different sources of that gear. So we would put together like a van of things, and that would be delivered to the fighters. And then we've supplied some fighting knives and some survival knives to specific individuals, and we hope that they are doing great work.
Well, that's really cool, and it's nice to see companies who put their money where their mouth is and actually do something instead of just sharing a Ukrainian flag.
We don't do that.
You actually did something about it, and that's fantastic.
We haven't changed the color of our profile picture, or haven't posted about how many knives we've sent to whom. We are acting, not talking, and that's kind of how we do.
Yep, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Well, I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed your stay here in the U.S. and your first year at BladeShow, and I hope to see you guys come back in the future.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Aaron Simbrant, Aaron Simbrant Studios, first year attendee at BladeShow. Aaron, you have an amazing spread. How long have you been making knives for?
Just over 2 years.
So I would think that you'd been making knives for about 20 years.
No.
What do you got here on the table? What's your crown jewel? What do you want to talk about? What's new?
Really, I kind of fell in. Once I started knives, I did a very small run of full tangs, I think I did 20 stock removal knives, and I decided I wanted to start forging. And once I started forging, that naturally progressed into a lot of integral.
Yeah.
So I started off with just doing, a standard integral, and then I've continued to want to learn some more. So I have a few friends that have kind of started to work with me on full integral guards, and then obviously I'll start progressing more with Damascus and things like that. So.
Well, your work looks amazing. I hear your name from some of the biggest people here at BladeShow. I even saw one of your integrals on Sam Lurklin's page on one of his knives. You made that integral. I think to be where you're at in 2 years is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see where you go.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Have a great show. Hey Chad, I'm Jacob. This is Chad at Valhalla Combat Tactical, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
First year at BladeShow, and you guys are doing it really big.
Yeah, we didn't want to go small. We're all custom knife makers, and we decided we were going to go production.
Yeah.
And since we had a good background in the custom knife, we had a decent idea of what we wanted to do when we went with our production knife.
Right. So you've got this war dog designed by Sam Lurklin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our partners, Kyle Gahagan, is a good friend of Sam Lurklin's, and so he got with Sam, and Sam did up the war dog, and that's one of our first collaboration production run knives that we're doing here at Blade.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool. Sam's work is really cool, and you guys, your execution is amazing, but his handle geometry is very unique.
Oh, absolutely. So the handle is meant to be held like a fighting knife, and I don't want to say anything more than that because I'm not a knife fighter, and I don't want to portray myself as one. But it is a unique handle that just feels surprisingly comfortable.
It is.
In the hand.
It absolutely is. And so what kind of steels are you guys using, and where are you going from here? This is kind of step number one, right?
Yeah, so for Sam's knife we used 80 CRB2, and for our knives, so we have an initial line of 7 knives, and we started with 1095 on the lower end line, so we wanted to make knives that were affordable for every price point.
Yep.
So we have knives made out of 1095, and then we have knives that are made out of 80 CRB2, and then S35 again.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Well, all of your knives that I've seen, I've been incredibly impressed with the handle geometry. Blade geometry is good, but I just see so much bad handle geometry. So when I see handles that across the line melt into the hand so nicely, especially with skeleton knives, it's so hard to find. I'm really impressed just immediately.
Oh, thank
so
you.
it looks fantastic, and man, I'm stoked to see what you guys do, and stoked to see you in coming years.
Well, we're excited, man. We got 2 more knives that we didn't get done in time to come out here. So we have a dagger that is just beautiful. That we cannot wait to release. It'll be about 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then we have a smaller version of our Hunter that'll be coming out. And we just didn't have time to get that one done, but it'll also be in the S35. So a good multi-use utility build.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for having me. I hope that you've had a great show, and like I said, I look forward to seeing you guys, seeing what you do, and seeing you in years coming.
Thanks, man.
Have a great day. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Jacob.
This is Hawk Creek Armory. They are in London, Kentucky, so they're local to me. I didn't know you guys were coming out. I'm so excited to see you. It's your first year at Blade. Are you enjoying yourself?
We are having a great time, and everybody's so friendly. Like I said, the knife community, they're so hospitable, and we're glad to be here.
Awesome, man. So what do you got? What do we got to talk about here?
So I guess you could call this a show special, but our Scout, our 8-inch fixed blade, we've never done it with that multi-cam Kydex, with that natural micarta and OD green Cerakote, but man, it turned out fantastic. So that's something that hasn't been seen until BladeShow. Basically the same thing with the Little Savage. That's our 6-inch overall, and did the same multi-cam Kydex, but we may have to make that a staple for our new SKU.
Yeah.
In the lineup.
Yeah. Well, as my viewers know, I'm kind of a fan of really small knives and really big knives for some reason. So your Little Savage has caught my attention. I like how you have jimping in the 2 spots
Right.
for your fine work. Weighs nothing, and also, am I right to understand you guys do your own Cerakote?
We do everything in-house.
So-
We do our own heat treat, Cerakote, all of it.
So they've got matching on this model, matching Cerakote on the blade and on the hardware. That always gets it for me. Attention to detail, looks fantastic. You guys primarily use A2?
A2, because we're not out here chasing the steal of the year.
Right.
We want something that we can continue to build off of for years to come. And A2 does it for us. We've got our heat treat process dialed in, so these things take a razor edge and will hold it.
Awesome. Well, I think A2 is a fantastic choice. I love what you've got on the table. I love to see where you guys go from here, and hopefully we'll see you at BladeShow every year from here.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
All right, stay busy, man. Thanks for having
Thanks so
me.
much.
Hey guys, this is Chris from Shadow Steel Forge. This is your first year at BladeShow.
Yes, sir.
You having a good time?
Yeah, it's amazing. I met basically my heroes.
Yeah.
I've had a blast already.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's see. What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your work.
Sure. I've been forging about 2 years, and my passion for the big knives. But customers like small ones, so we try and accommodate everybody.
Yeah.
This is what I love to do. This is who I am right here. Several of my influences are here. And just kind of taking it all in.
Good deal. Yeah. So you got a smaller knife like this here too, and I mean, talk about practical size. Just fantastic looking little blade. What's your favorite steel to use?
Well, 1095 is my go-to, but I enjoy the 80 CRB2.
Yep.
And we've used leaf spring, other stuff like that. But 80 CRB2 is now my go-to.
Good deal. So what's your favorite part about forging and making knives?
Taking something that is just, polishing the handle at the end, after going through all that suffering, all the grinding, all the, everything that we do. It's just, you take something that was all these pieces and make it into something beautiful at the end. That's worth it, right there.
Well, it's really amazing to see people who come out and they make a raw piece of material into a usable art. Your table looks fantastic.
No, I appreciate it.
I love big knives, and I can tell that you intend for yours to be worked.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah, I don't
So,
more than display. I want them used. I want feedback. I want all the opinions. So, yeah.
so if somebody's looking for you, where do they find you?
Well, we do a Facebook page. My better half does that. It's Shadow Steel Forge, private group. Friend request, she'll accept you. We'll go from there.
Great, great. Good deal. Well, I'm glad that I got the opportunity. Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you. I love the spread, and I wish you luck, and hopefully we'll see you here in years to come.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Sir.
Hey guys, I'm here with Hal from the All-American Axe Company. Hal, it's, as I understand it, your first year at BladeShow for All-American Axe Company, and your axes have absolutely caught my eye. So, can you tell us a bit about them?
Well, I heard you're a bit of an axe aficionado, so I'll take that as a compliment.
Yes, sir.
So, we not only first-time vendor here at BladeShow, but first time we chose BladeShow in Atlanta to announce this new company. So it's All-American Axe Company, and we specialize in making 100% handcrafted, hand-forged axes made right here in the United States. And so, taking a look at the axes, our steel comes out of a steel mill in Texas. It's 4140 steel. Our forging is done by a History Channel Forged in Fire champion, Ron Hardman, in Colorado Springs. And we have our own proprietary heat treat. We harden the bite, we harden the pole on both sides, mark it with our bladesmith stamp, and then it gets met up with and marries its axe handle that's made by Liam Hoffman, who's another axe maker in his own right, who hand selects these from Tennessee grown hickory, premium grade hickory, that's furniture grade, and we select them to make sure that the grain is running north and south along the handle like it should be. That helps prevent cracking or chipping, but also helps with vibration control. And we also select grain pattern to go the way we know we're going to craft the axe handle. So what you end up with is a 100% handcrafted tool made in the United States,
We fit the two together, we soak the head in boiled bean city oil the traditional way, and then we finish it off with our signature black walnut wedge. So no compromise, best quality materials that you can get in the U.S., best craftsmen in the U.S., All-American Axe Company. Starting price on this like campsite companion with an leather axe head cover is $345. We also introduced the Forester axe this weekend, same price, and we have a full line plan ranging from hatchet or hand axe all the way up to large full-size felling axes and splitting mauls.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, on a side note, if you guys ever make a 20-pound splitting maul, hit me up. They're getting hard to find, but this isn't mild steel with a forged welded hard bit. This is solid 4140. This is, in my opinion, a custom grade axe from a production company, and the benefit of that is you guys are going to be around.
Right.
So if you have a problem with your axe, you go to the company. I'm sure they'll square it away, or at least the company will still be around. I have some axes that are custom, and if anything happens, then that's that. Do you guys keep extra handles?
We do, and Liam makes our handles, but we do keep extra handles on hand. We lifetime warranty. We actually set up a dedicated little corner of our workshop to handle rehandling and repairs and stuff like that if it came up. But you made a good point. The two of the guys that are in on this with me, Ron and Liam, both are master axe blades, blacksmiths in their own right. But we're doing this, and that's exactly where we're trying to be. We're trying to be the very best production quality, handcrafted, hand-forged axe that you can get on the planet. And if you want anything better, you got to go have it made just for you. And that's the market that we're going after.
Well, Hal, I really appreciate it. I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job on these. Where can they find you if they want to buy an axe?
Sure. Right now you can find us on our website at allamericanaxe.com. You can also find us at our premier online retailer, which is Castlegate Knife and Tool at castlegate.com. So either allamericanaxe.com or castlegate.com. And we're rolling out in a complete dealer network over the next several months as well. So we'll have them locally to you where you can get them in your hands and take a look at them.
Awesome. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad that I met you guys. I'm excited to see what you're doing, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Thank you.
I do want to mention that there's a maker that I missed. Aries CQC will also be in the description box below with all of the other makers mentioned here. He had really cool knives. I liked his style. I'm showing you some pictures right now in an overlay, hopefully. But usually when I went over there, he was busy. Someone was talking to him. He had people there. It's a busy table. He's a dude with some really cool work. And by the time I was finally able to film for him, my batteries had died. But I still wanted to include him in this video. Very cool work. So, as I mentioned, all of these makers will have a link in the description box below. I highly recommend that you go and check them out. These first year makers that I do videos for, they're guys who I really believe are going to go somewhere. And I didn't get everybody in this video. There's going to be first year attendees that are incredibly talented that I probably missed, but this is my list of some of my favorites. I intend to do this every year. I hope that it helps everybody involved and the BladeShow community as a whole as well. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please consider joining this raffle. 100% of the proceeds will go to knife rights. I'll talk to you in the comment section below.